Gina Goldfarb. I'm a certified professional life coach, certified through iPEC, also certified in COR.E Wellbeing Dynamics. I'm a former caregiver and also a breast cancer survivor. So it kind of makes sense that my niche is working with caregivers and survivors because that's my passion. And what I do is I help them, survivors and caregivers, cope with the emotional and physical challenges they experience so that they can regain confidence and control of their lives once again. It's not an easy path to take, but it is certainly doable and manageable. So why did I take the COR.E Wellbeing Dynamics program? And, who inspired me to take that? I think, so there were a couple of coaches who inspired me to take that. One was Tamra Lane, who I had, conversation with and I have, relationship with. And another one was Kathy Waller, who I had spoken to, just to talk about the details of the program and what it offers. And, I'm so happy that I decided to take it because it really gave me a lot of content and also so much more to bring to my clients as survivors. Throughout my training at iPEC, I had all the skills and the training and the tools to be a coach, but I felt like there was kind of something missing there or something that I still needed to, I just wanted to reach onto to help serve my clients better. And, the materials in COR.E Wellbeing Dynamics are so specifically targeted to well-being, that they're just great, between the disciplines and the influencers. It just for me, it just put the icing on the cake in terms of my training. So it really helped me to highlight certain areas so that I could serve my clients better. I think for me personally, the top deliverables in the program were one, so on a personal level, I love to, walk into the coaching, developing myself as I go along. So in terms of the program, just learning about the 10 core disciplines and the influencers and practicing them and learning them myself, putting them into play on a daily basis really helped allow me, once I had immersed myself in them, to be able to see them more and deliver them to my clients and actually bring them more focus so that they could, find the answers to what they're looking for, in terms of the disciplines and especially in relation to my niche in terms of survivorship, the concept of living in the present moment and, living authentically, taking your masks off during the experience. I just love the content because for me, the biggest takeaway for me was first to embrace, learn and embrace the concepts and the disciplines myself so that I could deliver them or see them in my clients and then help them focus a little bit more in terms of what they're looking for. How the program helped me personally as an individual, I definitely would say walking into my authenticity more, helping me as a person, as a coach, take off my mask so I could show up as my authentic self. I would find if I would go into a meeting trying to be like this coach or that coach, things didn't flow that well. But once, when I fully stepped in and really didn't prepare myself to the nth degree and just showed up as Gina and, just sharing the skills and tools and the content from COR that I knew, I found that the meetings, easily flowed and also lasted longer. And the conversations that came from that and, the workshops and connections that I made, so when you show up authentically, you're just being yourself and delivering what you know. And I think that's really when you touch people. So definitely authenticity and, for me personally as a coach, trusting the process because I was always, I'm a doer and someone who's always action oriented, but yet I would find myself stuck at certain points as a coach because I run two businesses. So I would want my coaching business to be as successful as my legal business. But so really trusting the process and making conscious choices along the way and, just letting it flow and realizing that even if I went down a path that wasn't quite the right path, it was leading me into the direction that I needed to, to go to next to take my business to the next level. In terms of the way my coaching has changed after taking the COR.E Wellbeing Dynamics program, I think it's become a little bit more laser focused because, like I said before, I had the skills and training to use, but I really love the disciplines and the influencers, and it just brings so much more to the coaching. So not only do we want to get, and figure out what's going on with the clients in a deeper level, we also want to, point out some of the disciplines. So for example, in survivorship, awareness, getting to a place of acceptance where they accept where they are in terms of their disease, making conscious choices, walking forward, being authentic. So for me, the concepts in COR Wellbeing are, really, they're right there in my brain, ready to use, where, my tools and training is underneath. But, I just love pulling from the concepts, especially the influencers, because, as a survivor or caregiver, there are a lot of days when your energy is off. So, I love the influencers and using them with my clients, explaining each one of them, and then asking them, okay, where is your energy kind of depleted in regard to these 6 influencers, and where is it a little bit higher? And where can you use that higher energy to lift yourself where your influences are lower? And I really found that it has a huge impact on my clients, especially physical. The physical influencer, I think, as we all know, once we raise our physical influencer, it really lifts all the other influencers. Personally, for me, last few months, I've been doing 3 to 5 mile walks every morning, and that's huge for me. It definitely has an impact on how I face the rest of my day. I could wake up, whatever, either in an angry mode, a great mode, anxiety mode. But once I get out and do that 3 to 5 miles a day, as soon as I come back from my walk, that's all gone, and I'm ready to get into things. So I think, especially again for survivors who may face fatigue and things like that, physical is so important, and then just touching on the others and just seeing where they can increase their energy as needed, not that you want to push it on them, but so what can they pull on to lift themselves when they want to be in a better place? So I think COR Wellbeing Dynamics has allowed me to step out in my coaching a little bit, definitely in terms of well-being and in helping survivors and caregivers. I've noticed that when I bring this material to hospitals and I talk to, so right now I'm working with a set of 3 different nurse navigators at 3 different hospitals. And when I share this information, so for example, I have an upcoming seminar that I'm doing in next month, in a few days actually, with Southern Ocean Medical. So I brought a lot of the concepts to a meeting the other day and kind of threw everything out there to the nurses. And they just love the concepts. Specifically, I think the concept of authenticity, because when you're going through survivorship, we had a huge discussion around this. So you're trying to be strong for certain people. You're not showing your emotions. You're actually being caregiver to somebody else, so you're kind of pushing your own feelings down. So what we're going to do is, we're going to touch on a lot of the concepts and the influences, but specifically authenticity. So how can I be myself during this process? How can I cry when I need to cry? How can I ask for help when I need to ask for help? How can I tell people that, I can't really be strong today. I just need to step back and take care of myself. So, I just love bringing this stuff to the hospitals, especially with the nurses and nurse navigators, because unlike the doctors, and I'm not putting doctors down, I feel like these nurse navigators just get it on, not only the medical level, but the psychosocial level. And I've actually developed relationships with a lot of these nurses and done ELIs with them. They just love this stuff. Oh my God. So why would I recommend this program to other coaches? Number one, first and foremost, always on my list is huge opportunity for personal development. I cannot even begin to tell you how much clarity this program has brought to my life personally, and how I've brought the concepts and the disciplines into my own life. I'm so into personal development. I like to walk through it first so that I can take my client, sort of to that same place where they are. So if I, for me as a coach, if I dig deep, I can only take my client as deep as, they're willing to go. So, in terms of the personal experience and experiencing it yourself, I think then it just flows through you in terms of, shining the light on your client and bringing these tools, disciplines, and, influences to your client, and, just just shining that light on them so that they are, able to find clarity in their own path, whatever that is.